Hey everyone, Glitch10 here. Just wanted to release a quick video on my thoughts on yesterday's 6-state patch and some of the upfront and behind the scenes changes I've noticed so far. But as usual, like, comment, and subscribe. I do post small findings in the community tab and bigger stuff in shorts in between videos and between Evrima quick guide edits, link in the description. So to keep up to date on any Evrima findings, you gotta do all the standard YouTube things. Oh, and do hit the bell icon to stay notified. One last thing, there was a seeming shadow patch in the last month. It appears to have nerfed Cerato's leg break from 2 bonks down to 1 and fixed the Tenno's ability to negate leg break altogether by spam alt biting in any direction, especially if using macro spams. I'll have the testing of the vomit going on in the background while talking over it so you can see how we did it, edited down for time of course. Right, so the patch note. You can go to the official Isle Core to find them, or you can follow the link in the description. For those just listening, I do have them up on the screen so you can pause to read them. But basically, it just explains the new vomit sickness debuff. That said, there's a lot they don't say that they probably should, and I'll go over what testing I managed to do last night right after release later on in the video for the new Vomit 6 state. But first, let's get some of the other stuff out of the way. From what I can tell from the EQG testing server logs, it appears the devs have removed damage values from them. I'm not sure if we're bugged, if it's a general bug, or what. This is probably why having a degree of good communication and full patch notes would go a long way to help us know what's an intended change or not. Also, it appears the hardlog bleed exploit, where one can hardlog, leave their dino standing in the game for several minutes to negate bleed damage, is still in the game. Carno appears to have gotten proper acceleration on falling, so it can no longer instant ram from a falling state. If you didn't know, prior to this patch, anytime a Carno would enter a landing animation, they'd be able to immediately go into a ram state, even off of log bridge. Here, which I've tried several times and couldn't do, even off of the rock I couldn't do it. Overall, it's a positive change, given this is more a quirk of the physics engine than anything else. As the days go by and I get more people to test with, I'll collect more notes, and depending on how many more changes we find, I'll either post an update video, or I'll post a short or community post with more hidden changes. If devs watch this, please just post full changes. The players that actually care about the game will greatly appreciate it, and more so, those of us that bug hunt and look for potential exploits for you will appreciate knowing that this stuff is getting fixed and changed. Let me preface this with this issue is very complex and may run pretty deep within the game, which the devs might already be working to fix it. Don't go after them, don't complain to them, don't rabble rouse. We don't know if they're doing anything to fix it or not. All I can say is logs from 5.5 show they're strictly using chaos. I don't have logs from 6.0. Then in 6.5, I see chaos and apex. That said, moving on. I believe I may have found what might be causing some of, if not most of or all of the game's most pressing performance bugs and fatal error issues. I had hoped this would have changed, but at time of writing this appears to be unaddressed. The dueling physics engines of Apex and Chaos, combining physics engines from different engines or versions of the same engine, or even using plugins from one physics engine and another, as I believe is what's happening here, is generally not a straightforward nor recommended practice. Game engines are designed to work cohesively with their respective physics engines and other components to ensure stability, performance, and compatibility. They're tightly integrated into the engine's architecture. Components and systems within a game engine rely on specific physics engine features and behaviors. Trying to use a different physics engine plugin can lead to any number of compatibility issues. Each physics engine is optimized to work efficiently with its associated game engine and plugins. Mixing different physics engine plugins can result in performance problems, including reduced frame rates, increased CPU and memory usage, physics-related glitches, memory leaks, fatal errors, the works. Managing multiple physics plugins within the same game can introduce complexity, make it challenging to debug and maintain the codebase, on top of leading to unpredictable and hard to debug issues. Physics interactions can be highly sensitive to specific implementation of the engine as well. To hazard a guess, the devs are using Apex destruction for corpses, in conjunction with chaos for everything else, likely because they have built the game to work around the two engines, and it can't be ignored that attempting to fix this would probably be a significant technical challenge for them, and lead to a rather unstable time for the game as a whole, as they fully integrate chaos and remove all of Apex. Modifying or mixing physics systems should be done very carefully and with a deep understanding of an engine's architecture to maintain stability and performance. That said, it's still not recommended to mix and match parts of physics engines like puzzle pieces, especially with one as old as Apex with one as new as Chaos. Attempting to combine the two in a single project could lead to technical challenges and compatibility issues. These two frameworks were never designed to work together, and using them in combination results in unpredictable behaviors, aforementioned performance issues, the difficulties I mentioned before in managing the two interacting together. Generally, if you have specific requirements or goals for your project related to physics, it's best practice to work within the framework and tools provided by the engine that you're using. In this case, it would be Chaos. And Chaos offers quite a lot that you can leverage for your project with the tools at hand. The new vomit mechanic, or I think the devs called it the 6th state, pretty much is what is in the patch note, though I noted that it appears to cost more bile per hit now, roughly 10% per bite, and the vomit cooldown appears to be between 20 seconds and 40 seconds, though more data is needed to be precise. The vomit animation still doesn't seem to always go off. One time that you see in the video here, the bite went through on my end and the vomit pedal appeared. But on my friend's side, she saw the vomit animation. We tested biting each other, and the vomit animation always played while I was dealing damage. It also played the full vomit animation regardless if I was using macros or if I spam clicked, which is good, as it means the animation doesn't seem to be able to be cancelled or cut short like it used to do. It was the same for all attacks and sprinting as well, always interrupting them. While eating, I only vomited once during the preliminary test, never while drinking. I neglected to test while grazing as I forgot about that. Overall, I do feel this is a wonderful change. It feels like a hefty nerf to Solo Serrato. They will have to play more intelligently. You can't just run in and ass munch things to death anymore. This is going to be a very good change for people who only have, say, 2 Tennos versus 4 Serratos, or like 1 Carno or 2 Carnos versus like 3, 4, 5 Serratos. This will be, I think, a very healthy change for the game going forward. First impressions are very happy with this change. Thank you, devs, genuinely. Despite how I may come off at times, it's nice to see more frequent patches and bug fixes, and to see the game getting more love and attention, especially when a new dino is introduced, has a mechanic that is problematic. One attempt to fix it is tried, you go back to the drawing board and come out with something new that so far looks like it could be the fix it needs. All this while working on Gateway, the new playables, humans, etc. It's quite a nice change of pace. The Tenno script is almost done. It's up to something like 4,500 words, so I want to pare that down from like an almost 40-minute video, because aside from like 2 movement related things, Tenno is the most fun it's ever been this update. So when I pare that down a bit, check the bleed stats to make sure those all still work, rewrite and re-record the Tenno Serrato matchups, I'll put it all together, get that video out, start work on the next thing. Thanks for watching, I hope you guys enjoyed, and see you guys in the next video.